Welcome back, everybody, to My Last Brain Cell. I really hope you guys have had a great week so far. I know it's only Tuesday, so I hope your Monday wasn't crazy, and I hope today wasn't too crazy for you either. Happy Tuesday. I hope you all had a chance to check out the Sip, Read, Repeat trailer. As a reminder, starting the next batch of episodes, so that's Sunday, April 6th. Sunday episodes will no longer be My Last Brain Cell episodes. They will be dedicated to Sip, Read, Repeat and Sip, Read, Repeat only. And then the remainder of the week will be My Last Brain Cell episodes. So I'm excited for this journey. Like I said, there's a lot of new things coming, but the first thing you guys are going to get will be Sip, Read, Repeat with some other content coming in the coming months. Before we get to the question of the day today, yes, I know, first I should probably address the elephant in the room. There is nothing here for me to do. I'm still trying to figure out what it is, what it should be. And I feel like I can't bring back Jenga right now. We had Jenga for too long, so it's time for a change. I'm still trying to figure that out, so just bear with me until I do. But before we get to the question of the day, I want to try a new W flavor, not the newest. So W gifted all of their partners with a free tub of their mystery flavor. And it just says, what flavor am I? I have no idea. And I also got a brand new cup. I know if you don't watch anime, you don't know who this is, but all my anime watchers at this point, you know who this is. This is Igris from Solo Leveling. And if you guys remember, my boys at W have an official Crunchyroll flavor, official Crunchyroll licensed flavor through Solo Leveling. They have the Igris flavor and the Sung Jin Woo flavor. So check those out if you're an anime fan. And make sure you use my code MLBC at checkout. You feel me? Save yourself 10%. Let's see what this mystery flavor is hitting for. So I don't know what to expect, right? I mean, whenever I think mystery flavor, I always think of the white Airheads, which were the best Airheads besides the blue ones. So, and even that, I couldn't put like my finger on. Like I wanted to say it tasted like cherry, but I can never be too certain. Let's see what flavor this one is. With it being red or like a pinkish red, I want to assume like a cherryish flavor, but so here's the thing. It's delicious. It tastes like it wants to be fruit punch, but it can't commit to being fruit punch. It's really sweet too compared to a lot of their flavors. I think the the sweetest flavor I tried, the sweetest flavor I tried so far has definitely been the Beach and Cream, which was like their peach mango flavor, which is one of my favorites. But honestly, I could see this becoming a favorite of mine too. I don't know what flavor you are, mystery flavor, but I know you're delicious. And if you guys want to take a crack at guessing what this flavor is, I highly recommend going to w.gg and use my code MLBC. No, this technically isn't a sponsored video. I get a really small kickback from the 10% that you guys save. So anything you do just helps me in the long run, especially when it comes to creating some of this newer content I want to do. So that's once again w.gg, and you can use my code MLBC for 10% at checkout. So, question of the day. Question of the day today is going to be, what is that one thing that you were looking forward to in your adult life, right? Like when you were a kid, what is that one thing that made you say, damn, I can't wait to be an adult? And for me, it's the ultimate free will, right? Like when you're a kid, there are a lot of things that you can't do and you're told you're not supposed to do, right? There's a lot of rules and regulations for you as a child. But as an adult, you can do whatever you want, right? Everyone has free will. You can do whatever, but when you're a kid, obviously it's a lot harder because you have parents and guardians and people in your life telling you, no, you shouldn't stop, right? So for me, I think the one thing I was looking forward to as an adult when I was a kid was just literally going out with my friends and doing whatever, right? Like as a kid, I didn't really have that experience much. My mom really enforced like education as being number one. I hated school. I always wanted to just be in the workforce. Like I felt like I had good work ethic, but I just hated school, man. Not that I hated learning, I just hated school. I hate tests, right? So the one thing I was looking forward to when I got older was just being able to do whatever, right? So when I got to college, it was really cool because that was like my first like taste of like, okay, I literally can do whatever I want because there's no one in my ear going, no, you can't, no, you can't, no, you can't. So I am curious to know for you guys, like, what is that thing that when you were a kid, you were like, man, I can't wait till I get to adulthood. I am very curious to know. I mean, and obviously everyone's answer is gonna be very, very different, right? Like I said, for me, it's just being able to do whatever I want. Like I can do, if I want, I don't know, if I want cake for breakfast, I'm gonna go have some cake for breakfast. That's crazy, but I can do it because no one's gonna stop me. If I want to be out till 5 in the morning, I'm gonna be out till 5 in the morning because I can, and no one's gonna stop me. I shouldn't because I need sleep, but the option is there. So let me know what that answer is for you guys. And while you are putting it in the comments, yes, you should be leaving your answer in the comments. I will get pick your poison. The more I drink this, the more it does taste like some type of cherry. Like, it tastes like fruit punch with more of a cherry kick. But there's no tart from the cherry. Because like I said, it's pretty freaking sweet. I really think you guys would like this one. I think, like, of the ones I've tried, right? The hydration, pineapple splash, you gotta try it. It's phenomenal. The Igris and Sung Jin Woo ones, the Igris one is good. The Sung Jin Woo one's okay. Those are both growing on me. This one I would put at the number 2 spot, but number 1, you definitely gotta try that Beach and Cream, y'all. I'm telling you, that one is one of the ones that you drink and you want to keep drinking because it's just so delicious. Anyway, let's see what's happening with these Pick Your Poison cards. Be unable to say your own first name. Be 3 feet shorter than you are. Have each new day be slightly more boring than the last. Wow, these are really good. Okay, let's start with the be unable to say your own first name. I feel like in order to circumvent that, all I would say is my name is Atakai backwards. Like, that's easy. From when I was a child, I've been putting my name backwards on things for like free trials and shit. Shh, don't tell nobody. But yeah, like, just, I can't say Dakota, so yeah, my name is Atakai backwards, and I'll write it out. And I'll figure it out. Or I'll just write my own name and just show it to someone and hope that they can pronounce Dakota. Because I can't. I think it's a damn shame that my name is attached to not 1 but 2 states. And when I verbally say my name, people still feel the need to ask me, is that with a K? Duh. How else do you... If you're out there spelling Dakota with a C... You need your fingernails removed. I don't know. There needs to be some type of torture technique, like, specifically designated to you if you're out there spelling Dakota with a C. I just don't. Why would you do that? There's no reason to take a liberty on a name like Dakota. Just, no. Anyway, be 3 feet shorter than you are? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm 5'10", right? And last year, I was hanging out with my family, and it occurred to me that I am the shortest male on my mom's side of the family, right? Everyone else is at least 6 feet, and I come in at 5'10". So, like, to be 2 foot 10 inches is not a reality that I want to be living in. However, have each new day be slightly more boring than the last also sounds crazy. I feel like I would need to devise a way to make some of those days slightly more exciting, just so the next day can be more bearable, right? Like, maybe I run out. I don't know. I feel like that wouldn't be hard. This would be hard to deal with because my boring may not look like your boring, right? So a boring day to me means I did absolutely nothing. Like, I was just a piece of garbage. I slept all day. I only watched TV, and I barely moved out of my bed. That is a boring day, and I don't have days like that. I'm usually up and ready to go most days. I work 5 days out of the week, and on the weekends, I'm usually up no later. Like, the latest I've been up recently is 8:30 in the morning on the weekend, and that's because I went to bed at midnight and forced myself to stay in bed until 8:30. Like, I'm usually up and ready to go by 7:30 the latest a lot of days. So, yeah, I can't fathom what having every day be a little bit more boring than the last looks like. So, for that reason, I'm honestly just going to be unable to say my own first name. It's the easiest one to deal with. And I don't understand how that's a poison. This is easily circumvented. So let me know what you guys think. Are you going to be unable to say your own first name, be 3 feet shorter than you are, or have each new day be slightly more boring than the last? Please put in the comments. And while you do that, I'll get the wheel of fun. Let's see what the wheel wants from us today. Sometimes I think the wheel knows when I'm really wanting to talk about anime. I really, really do. So, in recent anime time, there hasn't been a lot of anime coming out right now. We're about to get to the newest season. We got Fire Force coming back. Super excited for that. We got One Piece coming back after its 6-month hiatus. Where Toei Animation was like, we're going to cook for this animation, like the level of animation we need to give for the remainder of this Egghead arc. We need a 6-month hiatus to make sure we deliver. And what's crazy to me is, I think One Piece is animated fine. I think One Piece was animated amazingly in Wano. And I think they stepped it up even further when they first started Egghead. So I am so excited to see what Toei is cooking up for the remainder of Egghead. Because some of the shit that we get in Egghead, unbelievable. Like, we were on the surface. Like, we didn't get anywhere for Egghead, like, when it started. So I'm really excited for that. There's a lot of anime coming out in April. But before we even get there, there is a show that I want to talk about. And honestly, it's Solo fucking Leveling. Solo Leveling is doing stuff. So as a manga reader, I've not read a manhwa since Tower of God, since God of High School. So when God of High School was first animated, or when the anime was done, my one friend and I went to go read the manhwa, and I was over it. There was just too much stuff, and I just couldn't do it, right? He got much, much further than I did. And I understand the story of God of High School, so I'm kind of upset to know that the anime did not really follow the manhwa at all. But I think it's very interesting that Solo Leveling is also not following the manhwa 100% faithfully, but it's still cooking. So again, as a manga reader, I think it's interesting because I want my manga to be faithfully adapted, right? I want every juicy bit because I don't want to miss something. But being on the outside looking in for Solo Leveling, I don't know what it is I'm missing. I don't know those finer details or those little things that people are like, well, why didn't this happen? Why didn't that happen? I don't know about them, right? So a good example is when Jinwoo acquired Tusk, right? He also acquired his 3 generals. But Tusk had 4 generals, right? And I remember there was a scene that people were like, well, this didn't happen where there was a scene that was supposed to happen where people were like, oh, why didn't Jinwoo question where the 4th one was? And I had forgotten there was a 4th one, right? And they were like, well, he didn't ask this question. Manga readers were pissed, only for it to then happen in the next episode, right? Another good example is the last episode that just came out with the Beirut fight, which was expertly animated. Like, wow, I watched the episode I think 3 times now, and I have to still go on my walk for 75 hard. So I'm probably gonna watch the episode again. But apparently there were things that the anime took liberties on, and as an anime watcher, I was thrilled. A lot of manga readers were not, and I don't understand I kind of understand, right? From a manhwa reader perspective, they're like, wow, why are you changing certain aspects, right? Like, apparently, Beirut and Jinwoo never went blow for blow. But to have that animated or in the anime, it added to the stakes of the fight. Like, it made it so much better, being like, wow, Jinwoo might have met his match. And then the scene where Jinwoo almost gets stabbed in the eye apparently didn't happen either. Apparently, Jinwoo was in the manhwa, it was very much a one-sided ordeal. But the anime made it, like, much, much better. And it was spectacular. I personally love when studios take liberties, right? A great example of that is Black Clover. Black Clover is one of my favorite anime in recent time. Just because, it has a soft spot in my heart due to when I started watching it. I started watching it when I was, like, first working out. And seeing Asta be the short king that he is, like, work hard every day. Like, his power is gains. Like, no one is as strong as Asta except for Yami, right? Like, His power is gains. Besides anti-magic, it's gains. So he was really a big motivation for me to stay in the gym and try to get stronger. So when the Asta and Yami versus Dante fight happened, Studio Piro added a lot to that fight. Like Yami flipping him on the ground, and like, there was so much stuff that they added to the fight that made it so much better. Because reading it in the manga was already phenomenal, but then to have it animated in the way they did it, chef's kiss. So I personally am someone who really loves the liberties that studios take. But there are definitely moments when they take liberties and it's wrong. A great example of that, The Promised Neverland. Listen, The Promised Neverland should have been an anime that shook the medium, in my opinion. Like, the manga was so good. So good. I remember the first time I watched Promised Neverland, I had the same shock feeling that I had when I watched Omni-Man kill the Guardians of the Globe in Invincible Episode 1, Season 1, right? Like, Promised Neverland was like, oh, this is gonna be a story. There's layers and levels to what's going on. And when the second season came out, so I started reading after the first season, not because I was like, I need more today. I need to know what's going on. So when the second season came out and it was the abysmal adaptation that it was, I felt betrayed. Because how dare you? Why did you do that? You cut out everything. Everything that made that story good was removed. And to this day, I don't understand what happened. I think Promised Neverland needs redemption. It needs to come back. It needs to. That's just my opinion, though. So, are there shows or is there an anime out there that has taken liberties that you don't agree with? Is there an anime out there that you think has taken liberties that you do agree with? Like, another good example of that is Bleach. 1,000-Year Blood War, right? Like, the last core, which I think is dropping probably in October. I could be wrong. I don't remember seeing a date. But the last core of Bleach is nothing but fights. And apparently, Studio Piro has extended all of them. And I can't wait to see what they do. I can't wait to see. Yeah, I'm super pumped. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. I appreciate you. Please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend because we are still on Mission 1K. And that's all I got. Until next time, this is King Echo signing off.